A massive Maine Coon named Atlas sat alone beside a cold metal cargo crate at Kabul International Airport on August 30th, 2021. The final evacuation flight had vanished into the sky hours earlier. The airport was empty. But Atlas remained. Not because he was trapped, because he believed his human would return for him. Staff Sergeant Ethan Cole had rescued Atlas as a tiny, abandoned kitten during his deployment overseas. Through sleepless nights, mortar sirens, and months of uncertainty, the enormous cat became far more than just a pet. He became family. During the chaotic final hours of the evacuation, the airport dissolved into panic. Crowds surged forward. Flights changed constantly. Orders blasted through radios. Ethan was forced onto a departing aircraft, while Atlas was supposed to be transferred separately. They told me he'd be on the next flight, Ethan later explained. But there was no next flight. For 47 days, Atlas survived completely alone inside Taliban-controlled Kabul. The fluffy giant who once slept curled against Ethan every night now hid beneath abandoned vehicles and inside deserted hangars. He searched for scraps of food, avoided gunfire, endured brutal daytime heat and freezing nights. Yet every evening, Atlas returned to the same place near the runway, waiting, as though he knew Ethan would eventually come back. Back in the United States, Ethan refused to stop searching. He contacted rescue organizations, reached out to reporters, messaged veterans, posted photos of Atlas online every single day. "That cat trusted me with his life," Ethan said during an emotional interview. "I'm not leaving him behind." Most people told him it couldn't be done. Kabul had already fallen. No civilian extractions, no safe entry, no realistic way to rescue a cat trapped inside Taliban-controlled territory. But Ethan stopped accepting the word impossible. Eventually, a volunteer rescue network agreed to help. Using old pictures, GPS locations, and witness reports, a small rescue team searched across the city for weeks. Then, on October 16th, Ethan's phone finally rang. We found him. Atlas was alive, still returning to the same airport hangar, still waiting. Rescuers said the Maine Coon was dangerously thin, dehydrated, exhausted, and deeply fearful of strangers. But the moment they played a recording of Ethan's voice through a phone speaker, Atlas began crying softly and rubbing against it, as if he recognized him instantly. Getting him out safely took several more days. Secret routes, dangerous checkpoints, constant risks. But they did it. They brought him home. On October 19th, 2021, Atlas arrived at Dulles International Airport. Ethan stood near the cargo terminal, waiting, barely holding himself together. When the crate door finally opened, Atlas froze. The huge cat stared silently at Ethan for several long seconds, like he couldn't quite believe the impossible had become real. Then Ethan quietly whispered, "I told you I'd come back, buddy." Atlas let out a tiny, broken chirp and walked straight into Ethan's arms. The reunion video quickly spread across the internet. Millions watched the giant Maine Coon wrap both paws around Ethan's neck and refuse to let go. But what truly touched people was what came afterward. For months, Atlas refused to sleep unless Ethan stayed beside him. He wouldn't eat unless Ethan remained nearby. If Ethan walked into another room, Atlas followed immediately behind him. "He's afraid I'll disappear again," Ethan later admitted. And honestly, after everything he survived waiting for me, I can't blame him. 3 years later, Atlas still stretches across Ethan's chest every night while he sleeps, still follows him from room to room, still watches the door whenever Ethan leaves the house, just making sure his person always comes back. Atlas, the Maine Coon, left behind in Kabul, waited alone for 47 days, never stopped believing, and finally found his way home.